This is a panoramic view of the remarkable Longmen Grottoes of China as seen from the eastern bank of Yi River. Situated near Luoyang, one of China's ancient capitals in the central province of Henan, Longmen Grottoes are one of the best examples of rock-cut Buddhist caves anywhere in the world. Dating back to the 5th century AD, Longmen Grottoes are an outstanding example of China's ancient Buddhist cave art. In all, there are 2,300 caves and niches and more than 100,000 Buddhist statues along the 1 kilometer long limestone cliffs on both sides of the Yi River. As can be seen, Mount Longmen is dotted with Buddhist caves of different shapes and dimensions, each containing one or multiple statues of Buddha, Bodhisattvas or Buddhist saints. As would be expected, Longmen Caves are recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site. The construction of these remarkable Buddhist caves is said to have started 1,500 years ago, in the year 493 AD to be precise, during the reign of Emperor Xiao Wen of the Northern Wei dynasty. This is Wanfo Cave, which was completed in the late 7th century during the Tang dynasty. It is famous for about 15,000 tiny statues of Buddha carved on the two walls on either side of the main statue. These caves are a living testimony to the receptivity and spread of Buddhism in China, as well as the generous royal support that it received from various dynasties. It is therefore no coincidence that the Longmen Grottoes are situated not far from the White Horse Temple, which is widely regarded by historians as the first Buddhist temple to be built in China way back in 68 AD in the ancient Chinese capital of Luoyang. We are now at the Lotus Flower Cave, which derives its name from the beautifully engraved lotus flower on the dome. The construction of these Buddhist caves continued for more than 400 years. Looking at these Buddhist caves, it is natural to be reminded of the world-famous rock-cut Ajanta caves in India. In front of us is the Fengshan Temple, the largest temple at Longmen Grottoes. Let us go up to take a closer look at this temple. The Vairochan Buddha in the center is the main statue, which is 17 meters tall. Vairochan Buddha is a Buddha who is free from causes and conditions and is a source of illumination and enlightenment. Apart from Vairochan Buddha, there are 8 major statues in this temple. Buddha is flanked by his 2 disciples, Anand and Kashyap, as well as statues of Bodhisattvas and heavenly kings. Looking at the statues in this temple, one is immediately struck by their natural and realistic expressions. As a student of history, I had read about some famous Chinese Buddhist monks and travelers who came to India to enrich their knowledge of Buddhism. I still remember the names of 2 of them, Faxian and Xuanzang, who visited India in the 5th and 7th centuries AD, respectively. I was therefore sheer delighted when I was told that Xuanzang belonged to this place and had started his long journey to India from this place some 1400 years ago. Xuanzang traveled extensively in India, particularly the places associated with Lord Buddha. He He also wrote eyewitness accounts of India, which remain valuable sources of information on India of that period. As you stand and look at these caves, just imagine yourself being given the task of making one of the smaller caves up there. I'm sure it will take some effort even with the help of all the technologies that we have today. But just go back in time by some 1500 years and you can easily imagine the indomitable spirit, steely determination, and brilliance of skill and craftsmanship of the men and women who must have made these caves and niches. A visit to Longmen Grottoes is indeed a throwback to a time in Chinese history which was a high watermark of cultural and religious assimilation, accompanied by an extraordinary exhibition of creative and artistic skills. It will not be an exaggeration to say that these Buddhist caves are an enduring example of the deep historical, cultural, and civilizational linkages between China and India.